Hey guys, welcome back. Encore, encore. Hey Leo, welcome back.
Thanks.
So basically, we just went live with my beautiful wife Anya. Wasn't it great? She interviewed Leo. He's in the dating trenches here in Kyiv, and it's a beautiful summer day here. And basically, you guys asked for more of Leo, so we're coming back right away. Leo, you did great in that interview with Anya.
Thank
You,
you.
you did really great. Um, the title of this video is Can Chinese Men Be Successful Dating in Ukraine? So let's differentiate here. So you are what kind of Chinese guy?
So first of all, I'm from Hong Kong, so that's a little bit of cultural difference. At the same time, I will say I'm outgoing, talkative guy. I talk a lot faster usually. So my association.
No, I just mean you're not an ABC.
No,
You're
no,
Hong
no.
Kong born.
I'm
Yeah,
Hong Kong
that,
born.
that's
Yes,
all I meant.
yes.
Everybody saw. So by the way, the description is in, or the link is in the description below this video. I just want to recapture. You got some advice last time. You talked too much. You just did it again.
Okay.
You do talk too much. So guys, this is a live coaching session with Leo. He's dating here. I'm going to just highlight a few key points from Anya's coaching session with you, or interview really. It was more of an interview with you just an hour ago. So I think the big plus I see with you is that what you said in that session, hey, somebody commented, so you have a 90% failure rate on the ladies you invited out. So basically it's a no-go, he said. And you commented back what?
Yeah, so I sort of expect that to happen. So 10% is still pretty good, and just and interestingly, the first three ladies, which is 10%, right, who say yes and met with me, like willing to meet with me, they're really good looking. They meet my standard, so I was actually happy.
Yeah, you have a tall bar, as you said
Yes.
in your interview with Anya. I mean, you're basically inviting out 9s and 10s. I mean, basically, let's as men here call a spade a spade. Would you consider who you're dating here now is, within your league in America or out of your league, and to what degree?
Yeah, I would say out of my league. That's two parts though, right? In US, I am in a disadvantage, right? I'm not from US. I have an accent. I'm Asian. All are bad, right? Versus if I'm in Hong Kong, I'm probably the top. I'm the top dog in Hong Kong. So that's that factor too. And that's what draws my bar so up high, is because I know in Hong Kong I can get great girls. So that's the contrast.
Fair enough. And the great thing about what you said in your interview with Anya, which is in the description below, is that, hey, listen, I don't give up. I got my PhD over a period of 15 years. I become fluent in English. I switched countries. I moved to America. Basically, guys, the reason Leo is not going to lose out here, he will be successful here, and I fervently mean that, is because he's not a quitter. The only reason you guys are not going to be successful here is if you're a quitter, even if you're way out of your league. Okay, if you're a quitter, well, of course you're gonna lose out. But if you have this mentality, this attitude, this commitment of, hey, I'm a winner, I'm not gonna quit, then you will be successful. And that's why this guy, I'll give you a high five, will be successful here. So kudos to you. That's a big point. Now back to the fact that you did have a 90% approximately failure rate. You had 6 dates with 6 different ladies, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so where should we go from here? Do you have any burning questions for me? So this is a coaching session. We've done several long coaching sessions already that weren't live. This is the first one that's live. Anything that's a burning question for you right now?
So originally my biggest question is, how can I possibly meet with a lady who many of them do not speak good English, right? how can I possibly keep that relationship alive after I leave here? That's what my biggest question. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a very common question, and it's a very valid question, and I will definitely say, if you start a relationship like I did with my wife Anya, and she speaks great English, it's a lot easier journey because at the end of the day, communication is the basis of a great relationship, right? Um, but I will fall back and say that love language is more important than spoken language. So if you're dating a lady with perfect English, for example, but your love language is words of affirmation or touch, and she doesn't ever give that to you, she's never touches, I mean, she's just not a touchy-feely person, and she doesn't give you this affirmation, that's much more difficult to maintain that relationship. And I will back that up by saying that right here in this spot, earlier in the week, I interviewed a guy, and it will be hitting the channel. So he proposed marriage after 1 week, less than 1 week. She said yes. She speaks no English, and yet they have high-level attraction for each other, and they're, knock on wood, going to get married. So it's totally possible. A lot of marriages, like you look at, like just a lot of marriages over the years where there wasn't, I think of Matt and Victoria, for example, she spoke no English. So it's definitely possible. And listen, man to man, if the chemistry is there, we will climb Mount Everest for that girl. Am I wrong or am I wrong?
Yeah, I will agree. Yes, I will agree. Yes.
So, I mean, that's the thing. Does that sufficiently answer the question?
Yeah, that's more details regarding, like, say, if I have very short text or like even just video call, right? Like, is it enough, right? That's my major concern. If they are single, right? If they're young, I'm far, far away from them. Why should they stay faithful to me, right? That was my concern. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a typical ethnic difference question. So, I mean, let me put it in the form of a question. Please comment below, guys. Help me out here. Would typically an American woman that's beautiful, let's say a 9, and she's in her, let's say 30, let's say she's 30, but she's drop dead gorgeous, she's fit, she's trim, would she wait for you if you go on a work trip? Like you met Corey. He works out in the patch for offshore rig for 6 weeks, and then he's back. Would you trust her? Would you? American woman.
Yeah, my experience. Yeah, no, heck no. Yeah, no.
Okay, so I put it in the form of asking the question. Well, let's look at the difference here. I can assure you, if you have a good Ukrainian woman, right? That's the imperative word is, a good, well brought up Ukrainian woman, and there are a plethora of them here. She will absolutely wait for you, and you can trust her. And the reason is, men, good men, they're a rare, precious commodity here. And you feel that when you're dating them, because you feel that they value you. You feel that, they respect you. They put you even on a pedestal, to a degree, right? So that's the why, but definitely they're very faithful long term when you're, waiting for her to come to America or whatever.
Okay.
How about we get into some specific dating advice? You just had a Skype date call with a girl from Vinica yesterday, yeah? And you liked her, you were going to go to Vinica, right?
Yeah, that was the plan, but she said she's just not interested in me after our first call. So I do not entirely know why. I do not know why. Yeah.
So you had the Skype call with her last night, and then we hooked up with Corey, right?
Yes.
3 of us. And how did you perceive the Skype call went? And then also, did you message her between then and now?
So the call was strange, a little bit strange. the girl I Skype did not speak much English, so her sister was the translator. But because of that, there's always like one layer of communication away from the girl. I even have to at some point like type what I want to say to her, just so the Google Translate can do some of the work. But the communication dynamics was very slow and not effective. Very short too. The call was very short, like 30 minutes. So yeah, after that I just like have two message literally. Do not even over text. Just say I'm available to meet with you in person, and that's something we talk about in the last minute of the Skype call. And so I thought she agreed. But at the end, after I text her and say, let's meet in person, what's my availability, that's it. So why I failed, I do not know why. Yes.
So you messaged her after just with availability, short texting, that's all?
Yes, that's all I did, yes.
Okay. Now the feedback, it's going to be confusing for you, I'll tell you right out of the gate. Because earlier in your dating and our coaching, your feedback was that you told me you even lunged forward
Yes.
in the date,
Yes.
right?
Yes, yes.
And you talked too much
Yes.
and too fast,
Yes.
and you even felt like you scared the girls a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah. So now you've tried to tame that back, right? Now, here's the thing. So her feedback was that, she, at first, she told Tatiana, maybe he can come to meet with me. That was in the evening after the call, because Tatiana talked to her. But then the next morning she said, no, he's not my man. I slept on it. He's not my man. There's no point of him wasting his time or me wasting my time. Her feedback was that you were too cold and so not smiley enough. Too cold, and just based on this quality of you, she didn't feel the connection, that there could be a relationship.
I see.
What do you think?
Yeah, maybe I over adjust. I do not know. Yeah, can be. It's just I don't have enough experience to tell, especially through Skype. I was trying very hard to tell Tatiana and say, can we do it in real? Like, I know if I mess up the first Skype call, it's over. And it happened.
Yeah, so normally the dates, especially when you're here, they would be here. But what happened with this lady is this lady said she doesn't have time. She's really busy schedule, so she can't come to meet with you in Kiev. But I got to tell you, that's Ukraine lady speak for, I'm really not sure about this guy. I have a low level of interest, but I'll give him a shot. But I'm not going to inconvenience myself by taking a train all the way to Kiev. It's probably the way it really went down. So she already had a low level of interest, and then with the Skype, and you just didn't seem to be her type. So, hey, there's a small lesson here. There's several lessons, but not big lessons. There's different types of women, My wife likes talkative men, and she got me a talkative man. You're a talkative guy. So there was a comment in the last live stream with Anna, the interview, which is in the description below this video if you want to check it out, guys. And the comment was, are you prepared to change yourself for a Ukrainian woman? And your answer was yes, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't coach you to change yourself. I would coach you to, that's a mistake. You've got to love who you are, because at the end of the day, listen, it's very hard to change oneself, especially above the age of 30, and the older you get, the harder it is to change. No, you got to love who you are. But it is important to be aware of your, personality characteristics that Ukrainian women like and don't like, and then just tame that down, or be a little bit game, if you will, for the first couple of dates. Otherwise, you won't get any more dates, right? So it's just important for the initial dates until you create a bit of a spark with her. She also said that you didn't seem like the romantic type. You just seemed too cold, So here's an example of you dialed back your own character so much that you got accused of the opposite, right? Like, You can't please them one way or the other, it
Yes.
seems, right?
Yes.
So yeah, just a little lesson there. But I think the main lesson here is that you have a winning attitude. You are not going to give up. The only thing is you're running out of ladies now, right? You went through the database. You chose all the ladies you liked. We run out of them. You've had 6 dates, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
But as of right now, you have no prospects.
Yes. No.
Right?
Yep.
So you submitted another 10 ladies to Tatiana, and you've got to go on more dates, right? So
Yes,
it's
time
just
allows, yes. Yep.
yeah. So it's just a numbers game. As long as you have more dates. The only time it becomes a problem is if you exhaust our database and you're out of dates, right? So then maybe you have to comb through the database and look for somebody that maybe she wasn't on your initial list, but you say, she's cute. Let's see. I mean, I would encourage you to look deeper than the very basic profiles, because you're looking at some pictures, you're looking at a profile, and when you meet the right person, that chemistry, it comes through the picture, right? It's more than just a picture and some words on a profile, which is pretty sparse. So when you run out of ladies, hey, just go through the database again, look deeper, try to open up and choose more ladies.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. Yep. Yep.
Any other questions that they have at this point?
Not that I can think of for now. No.
Okay. Again, I'll give you a big molodets, a big high five for the street pickup we did the other night. You remember, you were terrified to talk to her on the street, but I said, listen, it's different type of woman here. They like to be approached on the street. I encourage all clients, all guys, when you come here, practice street pickup. If nothing else, it boosts your confidence level. What was your experience after doing that? And she's about a 26-year-old doctor, right? How did it land for you? What was the end effect of that street pickup experience?
Yeah, I mean, I realize it's very different mentality, right? Like, I don't feel bad for talking to them because they don't feel they're being violated. They feel okay, right? So if it is a mutual respect thing here, sure. I can see myself able to do that more if they are okay with it, right? And the lady I talked to, she was very friendly. So yeah, it has changed my mind.
Yeah, even just listening to your dialogue now as you answer the question, you're pulling back. You're so sorry, but Western women, they cut our balls off and shove it down our throat. I mean, you're so, timid now for street pickup. And listen, back home, back in America, maybe that's the way you've got to be. I'm not an expert back home on American Canadian women anymore. I've been Slavicized too much. But here, it's important to do street pickup to build your confidence, understand how to approach them, what they like, what they don't like. So I encourage all you guys, if you can't afford, a matchmaking program or somebody that you feel like you can trust, just come here. Get offline. Come here and do street pickup. Meet ladies any way you can. This is a perfect spot where we are just outside of Maidan in Kiev right now. And by the way, let's just tell people your background. You're what I call a Ukraine virgin. Never been.
Yes.
Never been scammed online. No bad experiences in the past, right?
Nothing. Yeah. Yep.
So it's important that you know where Leo's coming from. He's no bad experiences. He's not, spooked. He's not, trigger shy like a lot of you guys, most of you guys that have been scammed and jaded in the past. And that, believe me, is a redeeming quality for him. It helps him because he's not looking for scammers. So a lot of guys, when you guys come here and you've been scammed so much in the past, and it's called the reticular activator in the brain, like a pregnant mother, all of a sudden all she sees is other pregnant mothers. When you buy that Volkswagen, you never saw Volkswagens before, but now you see all the Volkswagens. And that's the thing, if you've been scammed, that's all you see is scams. You see scams when there are no scams. So I don't know why I'm going ahead with that one. Just that I'm just saying for you guys that you guys that have never been to Ukraine, it's a good thing, So anyway, I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
I'm really proud of you as a client that you're so coachable. I got to really commend you. Of all the clients I've had over 5 years, you're definitely top, I got to say, 1 percentile in coachability, and just do it. You know, when I said go pick her up, make me proud, boom, you did a knuckle bump and you just did it. Guys, this is a winning attitude. If you learn anything from Leo, learn that he has more challenges facing him to be successful than probably most of you guys watching, but he will be successful, and it's all because of his attitude. He's not a quitter. He's a winner. He's an action taker. All right. Come to Ukraine, guys, and make it happen. Cheers.